Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Monday, March 21st, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll be going over a recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about the injuries in play for tonight's slate. I believe is a 9-game slate overall, and then going over my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight's slate as well. But without further ado, we'll get into it with a recap of yesterday's picks. We're going to start off on the DraftKings side at the point guard position with Davion Mitchell. He was $4,300. Looking for 22 points out of him. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox did not end up playing yesterday. He got to 46.75, so he was a really good hit yesterday. Then at shooting guard, we had Jordan Clarkson, $6,100, looking for 31 points out of him. He got to 38.5, so he was a hit as well. Small forward, we went over to Scotty Barnes at $8,300, looking for 42 points out of him. He's been playing pretty well. Fred VanVleet was not in the starting lineup, so there was more assist opportunities there for him yesterday. He only got to 28 points. He was a miss, 6 for 21 shooting from the field, and just kind of average day otherwise, so not quite what we were looking for on yesterday's slate. And then we have Povashevsky at power forward, $5,100, looking for 26 points out of him. He got to 29.25, so he was a hit as well. And then last but not least, we had Rudy Gobert, $7,700, looking for 39 points out of him. He only got to 32.75. He was a miss, just not quite as good of a rebounding day as you usually get out of Rudy Gobert. So if he plays a little bit more towards his normal, he would have hit yesterday. But 3 out of 5 on the DraftKings side. Then on the FanDuel side, we also had Davion Mitchell, $4,300. Looking for that 22 points at him. Got to 43.1, so he was a really good hit on the FanDuel side as well. Then at shooting guard, we had Jordan Clarkson, $5,200, looking for 26 points at him. Got to 38.2, so he was a really good hit. And then we had Will Barton, $4,700, looking for 24 points at him. He only got to 16 yesterday. He was a mess. He only played 24 minutes, 3 for 10 shooting, and this game did end up in a blowout, so he lost some minutes there. If he plays his normal minutes, probably got up to that 24 points that we were looking for out of him yesterday. Then at power forward, we had Domantas Sabonis, $8,400, looking for 42 points at him. Got to 45.4. Obviously, no De'Aaron Fox yesterday helped him out quite a bit, although he did end up leaving this game with a knee injury about 3 or 4 minutes left in the game, so he could have had an even bigger day overall. Then last but not least, we had Rudy Gobert once again at center position, $7,900, looking for 40 points at him. Got to 35.8. He was a mess, just not quite as good of a day that you typically get out of Rudy Gobert. So 3 out of 5 on the FanDuel side as well. 6 out of 10 overall in the day. Like to be just a little bit better, but definitely not the worst day in the world either at the same time. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to the injuries in play for tonight's slate. So tonight there is 3 games that start right away at 7 o'clock Eastern time. The first one here is the Lakers and the Cavaliers. The Lakers are without Anthony Davis and Kendrick Nunn. LeBron James and Wayne Ellington both listed as questionable to play. Obviously, LeBron's probably going to play in this game tonight. And then Talen Horton-Tucker and Wayne Gabriel both listed as probable to play at this point in time. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're without Jared Allen, Rajon Rondo, and Dean Wade once again, so no changes there. For the Portland Trailblazers, Didi Lozana and Joseph Nurkic are both out. Anthony Simons and Eric Bledsoe both listed as doubtful, and Justice Winslow listed as questionable. It also was announced earlier today that Damian Lillard is officially done for the season, so that's why you're not seeing his name there. Then for the Detroit Pistons, they are without Hamidou Diallo, Jeremy Grant, Frank Jackson, and Chris Smith. We got Kelly Olynyk listed as questionable, Killian Hayes listed as probable, and Corey Joseph listed as a game-time decision. So could be some value on this Detroit team overall tonight. Maybe it's Sadiq Bey, maybe it's Cade Cunningham, maybe it's even Marvin Bagley in place of Jeremy Grant tonight. Then we move over to the New Orleans Pelicans, who are without Larry Nance and Zion Williamson once again. Brandon Ingram is now listed as questionable. We'll see if he's back tonight or not. And then we do have Devontae Graham listed as questionable. He missed the last time out as well. And then for the Charlotte Hornets, just Gordon Hayward out once again tonight, so no changes there. Utah Jazz, Bogdanovich is questionable tonight. Mike Conley's listed as probable. And then we have Daniel House, Trent Forrest, and Udoka Azubuike all listed as game-time decisions. We'll see if any of those guys are back tonight or not. For the Brooklyn Nets, they're without LaMarcus Aldridge, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons, so no real changes there at this point in time. Then we move down to the Miami Heat, who are without Victor Oladipo and Gabe Vincent. Caleb Martin and Jimmy Butler both listed as questionable as well. Obviously, Jimmy Butler is going to be the biggest name there. The 76ers are all the way healthy for tonight's game. And then for the Toronto Raptors, we have OG Anunoby and Malachi Flynn both listed as out. Fred VanVleet is listed as questionable with his knee injury. He did end up missing last night. We'll see if he plays tonight or not. Then for the Chicago Bulls, just Lonzo Ball out tonight. It looks like we should have the return of Patrick Williams tonight. That's kind of what they've been saying, at least out there in the news space. So we'll see how he looks, how many minutes he ends up playing in tonight's game. Then for the Washington Wizards, we have Kyle Kuzma listed as a game-time decision, but expected to play at this point in time. The Houston Rockets without Usman Garuba and John Wall. Eric Gordon is listed as questionable. He missed the previous game. Then for the Boston Celtics, we just have Aaron Nesmith listed as questionable. No major changes there. For the Thunder, Josh Giddey, Jerome Robinson, Earl are both out. Derek Favors, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Kenrich Williams all listed as questionable to play. So we'll really just have to see who plays out of that group. For the Timberwolves, Jaden McDaniels out once again. Karl Anthony Towns is listed as questionable to play, and Naz Reid is listed as probable at this point in time. Dallas Mavericks, just Tim Hardaway Jr. and Teo Pinson out at this point in time. So looking like they're getting a little bit healthier. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries on play for tonight's night. There's definitely going to be a few that we're looking out for throughout the day. Maybe some value that opens up, maybe some value that closes throughout the day as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So I'm going to start off with the point guard position. And this is a name that I didn't think I'd be mentioning any time this year, and it's Chris Dunn. He's been playing for the Portland Trailblazers. He's been getting 20-plus minutes. He's been getting 20-plus points in recent games. As you can see, he's averaging 24 fantasy points per game. His salary is only $3,800, only looking for 19 points at him. Currently, I'm projected for 21, so it looks like a decent little value option, at least early on tonight's slate. Then at shooting guard, we're going Trey Mann, $5,400, looking for 27 points at him. If Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does not play once again, Trey Mann's going to look pretty good. If Shai Gilgeous-Alexander plays, this is probably going to be a pick that changes throughout the day, but currently have Trey Mann projected for 28 points tonight. Then at small forward, we have his teammate with Povashevsky, $5,200, looking for 26 points at him. Currently, I'm projected for 28 points tonight. Definitely a little bit upside for more as we've seen in recent games, but looking like another solid value option early on tonight's slate as well. Then at power forward, going with Evan Mobley once again, $7,900, looking for 39, 40 points out of him. Going against the Lakers tonight, they don't really have too much of a big man presence. They'll probably have to play Dwight Howard out there a little bit and Wayne Gabriel, but those guys don't really scare me when it comes to Evan Mobley. Got him projected for about 40, 41 points tonight. Then at center position, we have Robert Williams, $6,400, looking for 32 points at him, averaging just over 31 on the season so far. Goes against the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight. I have a good feeling this could be a high upside game for Robert Williams. Maybe get some blocks, some rebounds, and some points. Really paying off tonight, but currently I'm projected for 32 points, but definitely offers a ton of upside for more as well. He's probably a guy that you want to play more so in GPPs if you're trying to build a cash lineup. Probably want to play Robert Williams at that center position, though. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side, you have $21,300 remaining, $7,100 per player. So you could probably pay up for one stud if that's something you really want to do, and then kind of build from there. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach, that's perfectly fine as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So we're going to start off at the point guard position. I got Cade Cunningham here at $7,500. Looking for 38 points at him, averaging about 34 in the season. Obviously, no Jeremy Grant tonight. Cade Cunningham's been scoring a lot of fantasy points lately. Not the most efficient real-life performer, but this is also a game that should stay relatively competitive with two kind of mediocre teams at this point in time between the Portland Trailblazers and the Detroit Pistons. So Cade Cunningham currently I'm projected for 38 points tonight, but does offer some upside for more as well. Then at shooting guard, we're going to go with Jaylen Brown, $7,200, looking for 36 points at him, averaging about 36.5 on the season. He's been playing better as of late, so for this price tag, definitely interested in Jaylen Brown once again tonight. Currently having projected for about 37 points. Then a small forward, looking for somebody that was just relatively cheap, so I ended up on Royce O'Neal, $4,100 here, looking for 21 points at him, averaging 21.5 on the season. He's a guy that goes out, plays big minutes, does a little bit of dirty work here and there. Guy that gets you about 20, 21 points on a nightly basis. So kind of a safe play there, a little bit of a way to save some money as well. And then we move down to the power forward position with Robert Williams, $6,000, looking for 30 points at him, averaging just over 32 on the season. So definitely has a ton of upside there, as we already mentioned on the DraftKings side. I have a feeling that's going to be a relatively high-scoring game for Robert Williams tonight. And with that upside at $6,000, definitely can't go wrong there. Currently, I have him projected for 32 points. Then at the center position, we have Evan Mobley, $7,900, looking for 39, 40 points out of him tonight. Currently, I have him projected for 40, 41 points. As I already mentioned on the DraftKings side, Lakers, they got Dwight Howard and Wayne Gabriel playing center, a little bit of Carmelo Anthony too, so it should be a pretty relatively easy matchup for Evan Mobley once again tonight. But with that being said, if you go with the 5 players I have listed here on the FanDuel side, you have $27,300 remaining, just over $6,800 per player. So probably not able to pay up for a stud on tonight's slate. If you want to bump up one of these higher price guys to a stud, you're more than welcome to do that as well, and then kind of go from there. It's kind of looking maybe more like a more balanced approach on tonight's slate on the FanDuel side, which is something that's actually worked out rather well on the FanDuel side so far this season. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, March 21st. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on FanDuel or DraftKings. Might be one of the core 5 I have for either site. Might be a completely different player. Definitely interested in hearing what you guys had to say. And then, as always, I'll be listing all the injury updates, COVID news, and starting lineups down in the comments below, as well as my updated core about a half hour prior to lock. So definitely be sure you're checking that out throughout the day, and especially as you get closer to lock, so that you do have the best information available as possible. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams. Going to be talking some Dynasty, going to be talking some NFL draft prospects. We'll be having another episode of the Riser Faller series streaming tomorrow night, I believe probably around 8 o'clock Central Time, so definitely be sure to check that out. This one will be going over some of the defensive players in this year's NFL drafts. The stock kind of fell down at the NFL Combine. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.